Well, welcome back. This month is Domestic Violence Awareness Month, and we wanted to bring attention to this cause. The National Coalition Against Domestic Violence says on average, nearly 20 people per minute are physically abused by an intimate partner here in the United States.
Well, this morning we have Natasha joining us, Natasha Adler from SafeHouse Denver, to share more about the work that's being done here, especially in the community, to highlight this issue. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Can you start by telling us maybe some more in-depth information about the statistics that Wanya just shared?
Yeah, so in Denver, we're seeing just extremely high cases. About every month we get 300 to 400 just reported cases. So last year in 2022, we saw, I think it was 3,400, and these are just reported in our city and county. So that wouldn't necessarily be representative of what we're actually seeing as far as domestic violence goes. As far as other statistics and things we're seeing, people who have experienced prior domestic violence. So they have another case that has been filed previously. We're seeing a lot of repeat offenders. High numbers also of strangulation. And other just really violent parts of the crime. We're also seeing a lot of young folks. So under 25 counts for about 25% of the cases that we see.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, we know that the tough thing when it comes down to domestic violence is, people getting out of those situations. That's really the hardest part. So can you all just talk about some of the services that you all offer to help people who may need help?
Yeah, absolutely. So we have our 24-hour crisis line. I would say that that's always our go-to. It's run by our staff and volunteers at all hours of the day. Folks can call whether they're needing our services or community members who are just interested in learning more about how they can support people in their communities. We also have an emergency shelter. We have our extended stay program, which is a longer term residential program. We have our counseling and advocacy center, so free, confidential, domestic violence specific counseling and support.
What would you say to someone who may be experiencing domestic violence but is maybe too scared to speak out, to reach out? What would you offer for them if they wanted to reach you guys?
Yeah, absolutely. First of all, I would say you're the expert in your own story. We're never going to be the people who say you need to leave, you need to do this, you need to do that. Your safety is always going to be a priority to us. And what that looks like is being able to offer that confidential space where you can come, you can share whatever it is that you need to, the ugly parts of domestic violence, right? Be your whole self. You will be believed. We will always believe you. We believe that, again, you're the expert in your own story. And so we're a safe place that you can always land.
Yeah, but one more question I definitely would like for us to get in. Why do you think it's important that not only we have this conversation this month as, we're bringing awareness to domestic violence, but every month and throughout the year?
Yeah, the more that we talk about it, the more awareness we bring to our community. Domestic violence, it's a public health issue. It's a community issue. It doesn't discriminate against anybody, right? So the more that we can talk about it, the more that we can bring it to light, the better.
All righty then. Well, thank you so much for taking time out of your morning to come and chat with us. A very great conversation. We do appreciate it.
Thank you both.
And for those looking for more information or to reach out, where can they go?
Yes, visit our website, safehousedenver.org, or safehouse-denver.org, and our crisis line 303-318-9989.
All righty
Thank
then.
you.
Well, thank you so much. Well, continuing on this morning.